What's up, everybody? Today's about waiting versus patience. And we use these words interchangeably all the time. We use them to mean the same thing a lot of the time, and I honestly don't believe they're the same. They aren't the same, but I don't even use them the same way anymore. And I mainly came to this idea a few years ago after really figuring out what I was doing wrong. Like, why I felt like I wasn't doing any, I feel like I wasn't progressing. I felt like I wasn't making the right decisions. And it came down to my difference between waiting and patience. So let me just define those two and how I define them. So waiting, I view waiting as being stagnant, being in the same place, and expecting and being in expectance of something happening. So being in the same place and expecting something to happen eventually at a certain point in time. That's waiting in my definition. Patience is being tolerant of something that is annoying to you or makes you angry or frustrated. It's being tolerant of that. So you can see how they both have their positives and their negatives. Being the positives of waiting is of the opportunity of coming to, the looking at the end goal, the expectancy of something you want to happen. That's why you're waiting for it to happen. You're expecting it. You want it. The positive of patience is being able to tolerate something that might feel intolerable to others. And that could be really helpful for you, especially if you need something at the end of that, and you're tolerating something in between that time. But the cons of waiting is that you aren't moving. You're in the same place. You aren't progressing. The cons of patience is you are taking on a lot of stress, potential stress. And even though you're patient doesn't mean you're at peace, if that makes sense. You can be patient and still be really under a lot of pressure in many other ways. So I feel like when you're waiting for something, when you're patient for something, they're two completely different things. And I'm really more on the side of pushing towards being patient with things. So there's going to be things that are going to be coming at you, especially with acting, where you really are expectant of something, and you're going to have to be patient instead of waiting. And so with waiting, as an actor, you wait a lot. We wait for replies on callbacks. We wait for, did we get the gig? We wait for clearances of testings, of chemistry testings, or clearances from the network if we got approved for casting, or if we got the agent, if we're going to get the pay rate we want. There's all these different things we wait for and we're hoping for, and that's just like the business side. There's also so many other things. Are we going to improve our skill? I'm waiting to see if my craft grows. I'm waiting to see if this is what the right thing I'm supposed to do with my life. I'm just waiting to see what my purpose is in life. There's some things that are so bigger than just what we're focusing on day to day that we wait for. Am I going to fall in love? I'm waiting for my husband. I'm waiting for my wife. I'm waiting for my girlfriend, my boyfriend. I'm just waiting for that person to come. I'm waiting for the good thing to happen. I'm waiting for the change in my life to happen. But with all these waits, we're just sitting in the same spot. We're not moving. We're expecting that to come to us. We are expecting that to happen to us and come to us when it does. And we're not moving. We're not progressing. So I don't view that's helpful at all. You're not really moving towards anything. And who says that's going to come? You're just sitting there. In terms of patience, particularly with acting, there's a lot of things happening in the meantime while we are expecting something to come, or while we're waiting for the end goal. And being patient is huge because we're going to have to tolerate a lot of things that are mainly going to be internal. They're mainly going to be in our own head, our ego, our self-esteem. It's going to be nagging at us the whole time. And being patient to that annoyance of that little voice in your head saying, oh, you should have did this different. You should have done this better. You're not good enough for this. Why do you think you actually deserve this? You don't deserve this yet. You haven't earned this. All these little things that pop in your head, that annoyance, that annoying little voice, that little angry voice, or that frustrating voice, or that thing that makes you angry or makes you frustrated, that's going to be happening, and your patience is key for that. Because if that's happening and all you're thinking about is waiting, you're not going to be able to tolerate it. You're going to explode, understandably, because you're not able to hold that pressure. But if you're understanding of your goal to be patient with it, then you're going to be more tolerant of it. And that's a good place to go. That's a good step forward. But I want to challenge you to go a little deeper. Not to wait, not just to be patient, but to be productive. And what does that look like? Now, as someone who personally deals with rejection every day, because I'm an actor and a human being, and I expect so many different things to happen in the day to day, especially something I really put a lot of effort towards, a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of money towards, whatever that might be. I am big on being patient. So I'll take the little voice in my head. I'll even take some criticism from people that I know don't have criticism I need or want or ask for. I'll be tolerant of that, and I will take that in stride. But it's not enough for me. At some point, I'm gonna burst. I just can't be patient to that extent. And I figured out a while back that the key for me wasn't just to be patient, but was to be productive. So what I end up doing is immediately after I complete something, and I know I'm waiting for something in the effect of that to happen, the completion of that to happen, either it's a phone call, if it's just an announcement, if it's just a text, if it's anything, whatever I'm waiting for, it's out of my hands now, completely out of my control. If I put it up to God and I prayed for it, I let go of it, I literally move away from it. And I do that by being productive on something else, by moving towards something else. And that can mean focusing on a new project. That can mean something that has nothing to do with what that thing I'm waiting or patient about, expecting for. It could be nothing. It can do nothing with that. And usually the best thing is it has nothing to do with that. So I've done things as far as going to shelters and just helping out and volunteering at a shelter. It could be a dog shelter. It could be a homeless shelter. I've gone to just do that, just to get my mind completely off of me and on someone else. And that helped me feel so productive. And I didn't even remember what I was expecting. It took me a second to remember, oh yeah, what did I do earlier today? I did something earlier today. Oh, right. I had that big audition. Crap. And then my mind goes back to that thing again. And I have to remember, oh, go be productive. Go be productive again. Go be productive. So for me, the most productive thing I could do is just to get myself completely out of me and onto someone else. And one of the best ways I found to do that was to help others in terms of volunteering immediately after my audition. Like I did from like one door to the next. I went straight from the audition door to in my car to driving to the shelter door. Or I went to go and what is another great thing I've done that really helped me? Teaching, instructing or providing some kind of help, assistance with somebody. A time it was more online. I think somebody needs some help online with something, and I had the time, and I was really in my head about something, and I was like, let me just get out of my head, and I just helped them with it. I was like, it gets me onto another subject, another topic, and I just provided some assistance with this. And the thing out of it, they were so appreciative. I didn't really realize that how big of a deal it was for them, but they were really appreciative of it. And it made me feel really good that I was able to help them because I had the knowledge, I had the skill, I had the time, and I was able to provide that to them. And it made me feel more confident in just who I am as a person and and my potential of what I can do. Like my whole life didn't revolve around that mysterious, unknown circumstance or outcome. It revolved around so much more. My life, everything got bigger. Like my scope, my perspective got bigger really quickly because I realized, oh, there's so much more to life than just this. But it was hard to do that in that moment. It was hard to do that in the moment. So I had to take the big jump of saying, away from this completely, and I'm going to focus on something outside of me. So volunteering was helpful. Teaching someone or giving some kind of instruction or something that I'm really good at, helping someone else achieve a certain goal that I've already accomplished, doing that in that moment or in that time or in that day or in that week, whatever, focusing on that has helped me really be really good at being patient, because what's happening is the voice is still there. It pops in and out, or I might get criticisms from someone else and I'll be like scanning through my texts and I'll be like, oh, I got some word back about this. Crap, that's not what I expected. Oh, but I'm still waiting for more. Okay, dang it. Okay, instead of harboring on that and just trying to be patient, I'm going to focus and be productive. And that really helped me tremendously. The last thing, there was 3 things that I usually do to help me keep being productive. It was helping others, and I guess volunteering and giving some teaching or instruction is helping others in both the same way, but specifically volunteering somewhere, teaching someone else, or creating something. I think that's the other one for me. Actually, this might be 4 now. So creating something is another big thing for me. So me being able to focus on like writing or building. Like I love to do stuff with my hands. So if there's like a project of me, like, oh, I always said I was gonna reassemble that. I always said I was gonna break down that piece and figure out why it's not working. I would go do that. And now my focus and my vision, or my tunnel vision, is completely on what's in front of me, and it's not about what happened the day before, the minute before, the hour before. It's just right here in front of me, and that's really what's important. And I think that's what makes this idea of being productive really great, is that it takes you from out of your head, and it takes you from what happened in the past, and it brings you completely into the present, into what's in front of you. So helping someone else, volunteering, you're just learning. You're like, okay, what do you need me to do? And I'm just more active. I'm more attentive to what's happening around me. Teaching someone, you're more focused on it, what they're gaining, what they're understanding, what they're doing, and creating something or fixing something, or using your hands to build something. That's focusing on in the moment, on the activity of the eye coordination with your hands. Is something as basic as that can get you completely away from all that stuff you're trying to tolerate from. I think the last thing for me, which is big too, and I don't do it for an extended period of time because my mind just really works really fast and I have to keep active, but simple, just silence and prayer and meditation, even listening to a great praise and worship song or listening to a great song that I love, helps me just get into another frame of mind. And that almost works if it's just really heavy on my heart. I really go to that place of devotion and just keep finding some peace with the whole situation before I move on and transfer over, almost like a passage, like a threshold I pass before I go into the new way of doing activities, of helping someone else in volunteering, or helping someone else with instruction, or building something and putting my hands on something and constructing something in front of me. So those are all great ways. I encourage you on how you can be patient, but in action. So that's what I encourage you to do. I encourage you to be patient, to be tolerant of what's happening around you. It's way better than waiting. It's way more, and you're able to endure and be more resilient because of that, of having that patience. But don't just sit and be patient. Be active, be productive, and you'll find that the time flies a lot quicker. And you'll realize if the outcome isn't what you expected or what you hoped for, you'll be way more appreciative of so many other things. And gratitude is one of the best things to get you out of a funk. Gratitude. And there's no better way to get gratitude than to help other people, and especially people who don't know how to help themselves, and they need you. And that's a huge place of appreciation for life and for your gifts and from where you come and from all the things you overcome, that you're able to contribute that to others. So those are the little words of wisdom I have for today. I hope that's helpful. This big lesson of waiting versus patience has been really helpful for me, especially in the sense of getting to the place of being productive and not just sitting in the same place while tolerating the annoyance and the anger and the frustration. So I hope that helps you. I'm really curious on how you find your way through being patient, how you find your way of being productive, especially when it comes to auditions or if it comes to waiting for that big piece of news. How do you handle that time period? I would love to hear it in the comments. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I love replying back to comments and giving my input as well. And if you found this video helpful, like it, click like. And if you want to get more videos like this, hit subscribe right down below and subscribe to this channel. All right. Appreciate you guys. Peace.